All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. With that, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. Reading that precept, you may get an idea of what I want to speak about. But I'll just title this lesson, Nobody respects America, and neither should you. All right, nobody respects America, and neither should you. Okay, and when I say nobody, I don't mean the people that live here in America, because these people are completely under a ridiculous high level sorcery, witchcraft, and believing things that are just don't even make sense. You know, like most people think that what happened in September of 2001, all right, they had something called Building 7, right? So that's an example. Most people just think Building 7 just came down, all right, with the rest of, the other two buildings. And a logical person that's not indoctrinated, that doesn't grow up in an American public school system, that doesn't have to watch CNN every day and work with people that believe in red team, blue team, okay? Those people who are not in that will obviously look at something like that and go, no, somebody that don't smell right. You see? But the majority of people still believe that about Building 7, just as an example of how gone the people are here in America. And that's yet another reason why other nations don't take this place seriously, man, at all. The richest country in the world, yet you have more people here in prison, and it's really Jake, because slavery never really ended. They just kind of switched strategies, okay? It's the richest country in the world, right? But they have the most people populated here in a prison, all right? And I believe they have the most I don't want to say the most homeless, because there's a lot of countries that just don't even have home. They're living in huts and villages. But of all of the developed countries where you're supposed to have these things like electricity, running water, all of that, they have the highest, they're among the highest in homeless population, man. Like, how is that? How is that the case? And why do people think that America is the home of the brave, land of the free? Because it's all propaganda. It's part of that pharmakeia, that sorcery that they put into the Kool-Aid via the public school system, and having you pledge allegiance to the flag. And then when you grow up and you get a better understanding of things, all right, and the internet has been very instrumental in all of that. When you grow up and get an understanding of things, you go, wait a minute, this is not what they told me it was, man. And then all of a sudden you have, because of the internet, the media having to use the term conspiracy theory as a pejorative more and more and more, because all of the logic that they pushed over the years have basically soured, man. All right? It's like you were trying to keep something preserved in a jar, but you didn't seal the jar all the way, and you come back and the shit is rotten, it's spoiled. That's how the narrative that was painted in America has soured, man. You read Daniel the 7th chapter, Daniel 7:20, it says his look was more stout than his fellows. All right, that look goes into a vision that he was talking about free speech. Okay, when they were coming over here in America in the Homestead Act, and you can look up Dr. Claude Anderson on this too, he's really good at explaining it. In the Homestead Act, they were basically just giving away land, man. for free. They would give you some weapons, all right? If you can find a few niggas, you can have them, all right, and help you work the land. And so they were beating on their chest about freedom, but the whole time, what was going on? These families that everybody talks about, these bloodlines, turns out they were running everything the whole time, all right? And the American dream that they sold you on turns out is just an illusion, man. That's just marketing, okay? Just like when you go to McDonald's and you see the picture of the burger, you get the burger, it don't look like that, man. They got you, all right? Now you're here, and now you're stuck in a rat race. Now you're convinced you got to work 50, 60 hours a week just to live paycheck to paycheck, man. All right? And so all the other nations now see this, man. And so what you have is a bunch of heathens coming over here, all right, exploiting Jake, because they know Esau basically tells them on the come up, you go in this neighborhood, go in that neighborhood, go give you some money, you can open up a store here, a store there, and boom. All right? In about 5 to 10 years, their whole family is paid, and these people are not reinvesting in America, man. They're siphoning money out of America. If they're from India, if they're from Jordan or Arabic countries, wherever they're from, they're sending that money back, man. If they're from Mexico, all right, Issachar is like, well, what? These women are completely out of order, man. He's looking at his own women here and be like, no, I'll take my chances with the cartels down there, man. All right, because this place really is poisonous, man. Okay, and so I said all that to say that we are not to take this place seriously as well either, man. Other heathen can see it. We need to have the eyes to see this place for what it really is, man. Okay, you read Isaiah the 32nd chapter, all right, read Isaiah the 19th chapter. Those two chapters are really, really good to lay out the foundation of where we are today, where are we living. Okay, the state of this place is wretched, it's rancid. It says the Lord mingled a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt, man. All right, so everything about this place is perverse and backwards. Okay, and it's not something to take any kind of pleasure in. All right, fuck it. Because these nations, man, they don't really like Esau like that. When you read Obadiah and read the 7th verse, it's one chapter, but read the 7th verse. It speaks about those that were confederate with thee have laid a wound underneath thee, man. All right, they that eat thy bread laid a wound underneath thee, man. And that's basically all of these other nations. Why? Because America has shipped over all of their manufacturing overseas. Okay. They've exported all of the labor basically overseas. All right, so big companies, American companies, quote unquote, like Nike, gets all of their money is rooted in Indonesia and the Philippines and India and all these various other places where they can get dirt cheap labor. All right, and then many of the time it be Jake working in them sweatshops, man. All right, making them Nikes look good with dirt cheap materials. Okay, that's what Esau's been doing for the past 50 years, man. All right, that's why we say about 50 years ago was its peak, when those baby boomers came back, man. All right, that was the peak of society right there. Okay, and after that generation, which is the worst generation of Esau, they're the weakest by far. After that, that's a wrap, man. Every subsequent generation after that has just been worse and worse and worse, and women have gotten more and more and more out of line, out of control. All right, the economies have gotten beyond their control. All right, because you really can't sustain a fiat currency system. All right, it's only a matter of time before you have to create money that really isn't there, and inflation runs rampant and destroys the whole thing. Okay, it's like starting a fire, man. you better know how to control that motherfucker, because if the fire catches to a certain timber, okay, and it gets beyond a certain point, you may not be able to put it out. All right, And that's how these people are in America. You know, everything is just fucking it's pleasure, 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 and people are full of pride, man. They're fat, they're out of shape. All right, they don't have any desire to even better themselves, man. You know, the amount of women that I run into that are just morbidly obese, and they're just like, well, take it or leave me and my kids. All right. You know, like that's a spirit that's on people, man. All right, and you can't take it personally. You just got to know America is being what they call smutted out. All right, what do you do with a woman that is not a wife or even a concubine? You're just there for the time being. All right, you leave the money on a dresser and then you bounce, man. That's what the other nations are doing, man. There's no respect or no love here, man. So anything you build here is not worth it. All right, any fortunes that you build here, that's why Passport Bros are a rising movement. It's not just because of women, it's because economically things are becoming unstable, man. It's untenable. Any man that has any type of foresight will look at America and go, yeah, I'm planning my exit. There's no way this is sustainable. Everything costs so goddamn much. And then you can get 85% of the comfort in these other countries now through air conditioning and the internet and Wi-Fi and all of that. You can get 85% of the country in these of the comfort in these other countries, man. So what is the point of physically living here in America when you got to deal with proud individuals and all of that, you know? So if other people are seeing it as a man of the Lord, you got to be able to see that America has very little value, man. Okay, and not be over envious at the wealth that people are able to amass here, and not be overly hurt by a woman that, you know, denigrates you, or you know how women are when they're proud, man. They can say some crazy shit to you, and you be like, what the you know, you can't let none of that get to you, man. All right, it's not these people aren't worth anything. All right, I did a video yesterday, maybe the day before, my days are running together now, about how we're the #1 stock pick, man. If you have that mindset and you know, and you walk around with that confidence, man, all right, you're actually gonna be the most attractive to women, man. All right, when this spell of witchcraft wears off of these women and they coming out of that brain fog and the smoke clears, they're gonna see none of the men that they were attracted to were actually attractive. It's all propaganda. Or like a nigga that's tall with tattoos, that rap, that's got bodies and has 10 baby mamas, they're gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute, none of that made sense. You know, but we already know that, you know, our lot requires patience, you know. So this is just a reminder of that, and an encouragement to keep on continuing in the faith, man. Like, the Lord sees everything what's going on, man. All right, and He's gonna sustain us, man. So I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.